Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Monday, May the 6th. Another playoff slate today, two-gamer. Milwaukee, Boston in Game 3 of their series, or no, Game 4, excuse me, and Golden State, Houston in Game 4 of their series as well. Like always, just going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that I like on this two-game slate. We'll work our way through the player pool, and then, of course, I'll give my 5 plays for DraftKings and 5 plays for Yahoo. 5 players that I do specifically like for each site. Just before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. But let's start off at point guard today. James Harden, most expensive option on DraftKings at this position, and he's $10,200. I really like Harden here at home in Game 4 of this series between Golden State and Houston. I expect Harden to come out and play very well, and he is going to be a part of my DraftKings core. I'm really going to focus on getting him into my lineups on DK. Last game against Golden State, he was very good in Game 3, 64 DK points, 41, 9, and 6 with a steal. It's very tough, though, on Yahoo to put Harden in there because he's $60. Very expensive. There's good value on Yahoo, but I really like paying up for Kevin Durant on Yahoo, where he's just $43, $17 cheaper than Harden, and $12 cheaper than Giannis. Durant's price just doesn't seem to move, even though he's having really good games and has had a really good playoffs, or at least postseason run. So on Yahoo, I'll be looking to pay up for Kevin Durant. On DraftKings, I think you can pay up for both. I actually am going to put both in my core because there's good value I like on DK. Really like going to Harden on DraftKings. I really like Chris Paul, though, on Yahoo. If we look at the point guard position, he is $33. For example, you have Irving at $40, Curry at $39, and you have Paul down there at $33. Really like Chris Paul at $33, especially because I'm not playing Harden on Yahoo, and I do want to get some exposure to the Houston side. Paul's just had a very consistent series. Hasn't had any massive games, but through 3 games, 30, 40, and 38 fantasy points, 36, 40, 43 minutes, playing huge minutes. Almost had a triple-double last game, 14, 8, and 7, with a steal and a block. Paul's just going to be a guy that continually gives you consistent outings, 35 to 40 fantasy points. And every now and then he'll have those games maybe where Harden has an off game. You'll get a big game from Chris Paul like he had against the Jazz, where he'll go for 23, 8, and 7, where he'll get like 20, 10, and 10. Paul has that kind of upside in him. So I really like him on Yahoo at point guard, especially because we're not playing Harden on DraftKings. Paying up for Harden's going to be what I really try and do. If you want to go like Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry, you can. Steph Curry, I imagine, is going to continue to get a lot of ownership because his price is so cheap. But he has been very bad in this series, has not played that well, just 34, 37, and 30 DraftKings points. Kind of took in a backseat to Kevin Durant. So Curry, if he's going to be popular again, which I imagine he will be, probably will be a guy that I just continue to avoid. I would rather try and find the $500 to play Kyrie Irving, or even save the money and go down to Chris Paul. Point guard for me, though, is going to be mainly James Harden. If you need a value play, Marcus Smart, if he's able to play today, could be a value you look to at $4,300. But there is better value that I do like on the slate at other positions that we will talk about. So let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. So at shooting guard today, looking at some guys I haven't talked about. This is a position where I do like some value here. Andre Iguodala as a value play, just $4,900, continues to be a guy that I'm just going to keep rostering. He's very cheap on both sites. He's only $14 on Yahoo. Really like him as a value play. Been very good in this series and been very consistent for fantasy through 3 games, 34, 32, and 41 minutes, playing big minutes, 24, 32, and 36 DraftKings points. Iggy's just going to be a guy that gives you huge minutes, can give you defensive stats, can pretty much contribute in all categories. He can score, he can rebound, he can get assists, he can get defensive stats as well. He can easily go for 30-plus DraftKings points again, and at $4,900, that's just too cheap of a price tag for Iguodala. With how well he's playing, he should not be this cheap, even on both sides. Like at 14 on Yahoo, he's way too cheap over there as well. So at shooting guard, my favorite play here is to go cheap with a guy like Iguodala. He's a guy that I really like for a value. I'm sure you could play Curry, you could play Middleton or Thompson, but Iguodala is the guy that I expect to get a lot of my ownership at this position. Moving on to small forward, I do like paying up here. Giannis is a guy that I'm going to have as a secondary play today. I would rather pay up for James Harden for just 100 more, or even save salary and go down to Kevin Durant. I really like Kevin Durant here at 9,200. On Yahoo, he's clearly the top stud for me, where his price is so cheap at just 43 compared to where Giannis is 55 and Harden is 60. Durant clearly stands out on Yahoo, and even on DraftKings, where he's similarly priced to Giannis and to Harden, I still think Durant is a very good play. Coming off a great Game 3, even though the Warriors lost, Durant played very well, 61 DraftKings points in 50 minutes, 46, 3, and 6. Durant's just been awesome in this series. He's been awesome in the postseason, just been dominant, taking 25, 30 shots a game. Really just kind of really carrying this Warriors offense. With Boogie down, Durant has been the biggest beneficiary, been playing so well. So I really like game stacking this Golden State-Houston game. I like playing a lot of pieces from both sides of this game. Harden-Durant stacks, I think, are what I'm really going to be focusing on this two-game slate. Love getting exposure to both sides of this game. But other small forward plays, if you're not paying up for Durant or Antetokounmpo, which I don't think is very smart, I think you want probably one of those guys in your lineup. There is value here you could look to. Two guys I like for value, Marcus Morris and PJ Tucker, I think are both pretty good value plays today. Morris is 5,100 on DraftKings. I really like him here. He just continues to be consistent throughout this Milwaukee series. Through 3 games, 25, 30, 33 DraftKings points. Been contributing in all categories as well. Been getting points, rebounds, and assists. He'll pick up some defensive stats as well every now and then. 5,100 though is too cheap of a price tag for Marcus Morris if he's going to continue to be a guy that gives you 25 to 30 DK points. He has shot very well from the field through these 3 games, 66% in Game 1, 75% in Game 2, and 75% in Game 3. I don't think he's going to continue to shoot that well throughout the series and throughout the postseason, but still is a guy that has big upside, 30, 35, 40-point upside. And it's 5,100, too cheap of a price tag for Morris with how well he's playing and how consistent he has been. So I think he is another good value that you can use at either small forward or power forward. Also PJ Tucker, I really like at 4,500 on DraftKings. Going over to Yahoo and looking at their power forwards, you have Morris at 17 and you have Tucker at 15. You also have Mirotic at 13. I think all 3 guys are really good value plays, but I'm going to go with PJ Tucker at 15 on Yahoo. Can't really go wrong with Morris or Mirotic either, but Tucker I like on both sides. He's coming off a very good game in Game 3 where he was really good on the boards, 12 rebounds in that game, 7 points, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 30 DraftKings points. Tucker we know is going to play huge minutes on a nightly basis, close to 40 minutes per game. I would imagine is what Tucker is going to play during the rest of the postseason. Although he's not the most flashy guy to use for fantasy, he doesn't give you like massive games. He can go out there and get you a double-double, can pick up some defensive stats, can give you 30 DraftKings points. I would not be surprised if Tucker gets 30 DK points again, and at 4,500, still remains a good value play in my opinion, especially because we want to get Harden and Durant and Giannis into our lineups, Kyrie. We want those guys in our lineups. We need to find value. That's where PJ Tucker comes into hand at just 4,500. I think that's it though for small forward. Those are the guys I'm really looking to target. Let's move on to power forward now. So at this position, I really like Draymond Green at 6,900. He's been playing very well throughout this series. He actually had a triple-double last game in Game 3. 44 minutes and 55 DK points. Got that triple-double. Game 2, he had 44 DK points. Game 1, he had 40 DK points. Green's been playing very well throughout the postseason. So at 6,900, I think he's probably one of the better power forward plays. I would definitely play him over Al Horford for 300 or 400 less. I think Green's just a better play overall. Going over to Yahoo, though, you have Green at 30 at power forward. If we look at the center position, Al Horford, Clint Capella, and Brook Lopez are really the only 3 guys that you can play at this position that are probably going to give you fantasy points. So you're going to have to choose between one of those 3 guys. And I do like Horford quite a bit on Yahoo where, like I said, you have to play him at center, and he's one of the only good center options available. On DraftKings, you have like Draymond Green that you can play at power forward over him. For center, though, if you want to play Horford at center, you could do that, but Draymond Green also has center eligibility, and I do like playing Green over Horford if you can. But with how Yahoo shapes up their positions, do like getting Horford in over there. But looking at other power forward plays, I do want to talk about Nikola Mirotic as a value. He's 4,200 on DraftKings, did draw the start in Game 3 last game. 29 minutes, 19 DraftKings points. Was not the most productive game out of Mirotic, but he saw the minutes. I think he's going to continue to see the minutes, probably going to play about 30 minutes again or close to that. I would say he probably has a better outing in Game 4. You probably get about 25 DraftKings points out of Mirotic. I think that's a pretty good projection for him. So at 4,200, he is a good value play. But he would be behind Morris and Tucker and Iguodala, like those guys I really like for value. I put Mirotic behind those guys, but he would still be someone that I would have in my player pool, would be in consideration for me. But I think that's it for power forward plays. Let's go ahead and move on to center. Quickly talk about this position before we end the video. So at center, I think I'm either playing Draymond Green, Horford, or Mirotic here. Mostly Draymond Green on DraftKings. That's the guy I expect to use the most at center. On Yahoo, like I said, where you only have Horford, Capella, or Lopez, I think Horford at 25, where him and Capella are the same price tag. I think Horford's the best play on Yahoo at center. Really like him over there. But I doubt I play much Brook Lopez on this slate, even at 4,400. I don't really think I need to go there. Clint Capella hasn't been that great throughout this series, even though he's very cheap at just 5,800. I still would try and find the salary to get up to Horford or to get up to Draymond Green. I just feel like those guys have way more upside. So I guess that is it for the center position. I think that is it for this video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click that like button down below and make sure you subscribe if you have not already. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or like always, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT if you do have any questions. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Good luck tonight. Peace.